Good evening, fellow travelers. Welcome to the Quiet Hour. If you're new, this is where we stop asking and start moving. Subscribe and walk with us. Tonight, I want to tell you about Marcus, 47, who kept asking everyone how long success would take but never moved fast enough to find out. Marcus had been working on his business idea for 6 years, a consulting firm helping small businesses with digital marketing. Great idea. Real need. 6 years of talking about it. Logo designed. Website domain purchased. Business cards printed. But no clients. No launch. Just endless planning. His wife Rachel would ask, "When are you actually starting?" He'd say, "Soon. I'm just making sure everything's perfect first." His best friend David would push, "Dude, you've been about to launch since 2018. Marcus would deflect, "These things take time. Rome wasn't built in a day." Then came the wake-up call. David started his own consulting business similar to Marcus's idea, but in a different niche. David had 0 business cards, a basic website he'd built in a weekend, and he launched anyway. 6 months later, David had 12 clients and had quit his day job. Marcus felt betrayed. "You stole my idea." David looked at him sadly. "Marcus, you had an idea. I had a business. There's a difference." That's when Marcus finally called his old mentor, Linda Park, a successful entrepreneur he'd worked for years ago. They met for coffee. Marcus unloaded, "I've been planning this for 6 years. David started 6 months ago and he's already successful. How is that fair?" Linda listened patiently. Then she did something strange. She stood up. "Walk with me." They left the coffee shop and started walking down the street. Marcus, confused, asked, "Where are we going?" "Keep walking." Linda said. They walked in silence for 15 minutes. Finally, Linda stopped. "How do you feel?" "Tired." "Confused, Linda, what's this about? You asked me how long it takes to build a successful business. I couldn't tell you sitting in that coffee shop. I had to walk with you first. Do you know why?" Marcus shook his head. "Because success isn't about the distance, it's about your speed. And I couldn't know your speed until I saw you move." She pointed back toward the coffee shop. "We just walked 15 minutes. Some people would have covered twice the distance in the same time. Some half. The destination is the same, but how fast you get there, that's determined by how fast you walk." She looked at Marcus directly. "You've been standing still for 6 years, asking everyone how long the journey takes. But nobody can tell you that until they see how fast you move. David moved fast. You moved slowly. Same starting point, different speeds, different arrival times." Marcus felt something crack open. "But I was preparing, making sure everything was right." "Marcus, you were stalling. There's a difference between preparation and paralysis." David prepared for a weekend and launched. You've been preparing for 6 years. That's not preparation. That's fear dressed up as perfectionism. That conversation changed everything. Marcus went home and did something radical. He stopped preparing. He called his first potential client the next day. His pitch was imperfect. His process was unclear. But he got the meeting. Then he got the project. Then he got another. 3 months later, he had 5 clients. 6 months later, he quit his day job. A year later, he had a full roster and a waiting list. His website still wasn't perfect. His process still evolved with each project. But he was moving. Finally moving. A dinner with Rachel on their anniversary. She said, "You're different, lighter." "What changed?" "I learned that I can't know how long something takes until I start moving. And I was standing still for 6 years, wondering why I wasn't getting anywhere." Friends, how many of you are standing still, asking how long the journey takes? How many years have you spent planning, preparing, perfecting while others with less preparation pass you because they're actually walking? Your speed determines your rival, not your planning, not your potential, your actual speed. The pace at which you move from idea to action, from dream to doing, from wanting to having. That's our truth tonight. Stop asking how long, start walking. Your speed will answer the question. better than anyone's advice ever could. What have you been standing still on? Comment below. Subscribe as we start moving together. Until tomorrow, remember, the journey takes as long as your speed determines. Start walking. You'll get there faster than you think. Sleep well, drive safely, and tomorrow, maybe take one actual step instead of planning the next 100. Good night, friends.